Today I am joined by Celine Squibb. I hope I'm saying that correctly. A
Yes.
woman who embodies courage, self expression, confidence, and the willingness to take up space. Through burlesque and her own personal journey, Celine explores what it means to step beyond expectations, reconnect with your body, embrace your feminine, and give yourself permission to be fully seen. Her story isn't simply about performing, it's about becoming, finding your voice, challenging the beliefs that tell us to shrink, and discovering the freedom that comes when we stop apologizing for who we are. Celine, welcome to Recover Your Joy.
Hey. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's amazing what connects people and how we all get connected, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so crazy. And everything's happening so fast too. So it's like it's been amazing. It's quite the journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we sit there and we ask for things, and then we doubt ourselves, we self-sabotage. But when we
Hmm.
get into that creative flow where we're like, okay, does this fit? Doesn't this fit? Then we start
Hmm.
bringing things into our lives, and then when we're taking action, we're moving forwards. So let's
Hmm.
start with, who is Celine, and what has your journey looked like getting to the woman you are today?
Yeah. So, for those who don't know me, my
Yeah.
name is Celine, and I am somebody who's never really been good at staying inside one box. I'm a little bit everywhere. First and foremost, I am a mother of four beautiful children who honestly have been my rocks through the whole process, and they're a huge part of why I create in the first place. And um, I want them to grow up and see their mom live her life, try new things, encourage them to try new things. You're never too old to try new things, make mistakes, get, ridiculous and be playful again. And I'm also that ties into I'm a creative and an artist, and I've been fortunate to live my life and make money off of just side quests and doing things that I really love in the artistic community. I guess some people might call that freelancing, but I free dancing. I don't know. um, it's great, and I'm not someone that has it all figured out, but I am, you know, learning as I go. I'm just comfortable, figuring things out as I go and sharing my journey with everyone around me and just being honest and upfront with how I manage and choose things to be authentic. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I can't remember the second part of the question. Then
Um,
you um,
Who is Celine? We did that. And what has your journey looked like getting to the
oh
woman you
yeah.
are today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have a huge lore. I don't even know where to start, but I'll start again with my children. When my first son was born, I hated not doing anything after the house was cleaned and everything else. I'm somebody that always has to be like doing something, keeping busy. So I decided to knit, and I learned how to knit when I was about 7 years old from my auntie, and then knitting took forever to make anything. I don't know how people can be so fast at it. So then I went to crocheting, and then I ended up starting a little business called Celine Beanies and Accessories. That was my first business where I was selling kids' hats and other fun things. And then I learned about soap making and bath bombs, and I started like trying out how to do all those things and learning the recipes and all that kind of stuff. So then I started making soap, started making bath bombs. And, I don't know if you're like me with as many children as I have, I love living in the bath. It's my home. I probably was a mermaid in another life, and so and it made me feel good. And like taking time for yourself sometimes can be hard as a mom. I don't know about you, but I have the mom guilt anytime I do anything for myself or anything that doesn't involve my children. That took a long time to like kind of like, oh, it's okay to want to do the things that make you feel good and whatever else. And I wanted other people to, have fun with that. And back then, the bath bomb world was highly competitive. So then I was like, what can I do next? And started making like novelty shaped products. People had so much fun with that. And when people instigate me on like, oh, keep like, woo, I end up thinking, what's the next thing I could do? So I launched a whole bunch of crazy shaped bath bombs, and then I got into the cannabis industry as well. So I was again therapeutic, wanting to help people, mothers, pain management, and whatever else. And then I decided that wasn't serving me anymore. So then I took some time off, and I decided through that business, I would make videos, and we went mega viral. And I enjoyed making the content more than I enjoyed making the products, more than I enjoyed the business side of things. It was too. It was boring. It was very boring. So then I was like, well, I can probably make a living doing content for other companies. And I started doing that. And a big dream of mine is to perform music. So I'm also a musician. I play all instruments, anything that give me 15 minutes with something and I can make it sing. Yeah, and so I built a music studio in my house and started producing music for the past, well, I've been producing music since I was probably like 6 years old, but I didn't know where to take it. So I built a catalog. I have about 25 to 30 songs that I've developed over the past like 10, 15 years. Um, and I wanted to work on, I know getting in front of a camera is a lot easier than getting in front of a live audience crowd. And so I wanted to build some stage confidence. And actually, Nancy, you were there when I met that fine lady, Maya, who owned Espresso Burlesque. And she was telling her, I was like, oh, I just need to work on my stage confidence. Had a meeting with her. Originally, I was trying to get her to. I would love if you used one of my songs in your performances. And she's like, Celine, why don't you just come join us? Like, come to the great dance side. I don't know. Whatever witchcraft she did, it worked. I joined her class, and she's like, you got 4 weeks to learn this choreography, and then you can perform in Edmonton, or North America's largest fringe festival.
Yeah.
And then last Friday is where I performed for the first time with the Espresso Burlesque team. And that's where I am today. Yeah.
So exciting, right? And I
Yeah.
think what you've taught people with what you shared is that we don't all fit into the box of this is my forever job.
And I honestly thought that making bath bombs and doing all that stuff was going to be my forever job. That's all I envisioned myself doing.
Mhm.
I had a storefront as well, and I've always loved supporting local vendors and using my audience to help other creators and artists and entrepreneurs and wherever else I can help. And it honestly took me, I'm still grieving it a little bit, but 2.5 years to get over the fact that like I'm not a failure for not doing what I thought was going to be my forever job. I thought that was like all I had for me to do. And I'm very thankful that I'm thankful for the friends I had to help me experience just opening my horizons of like you can do whatever you want. What are your dreams? Well, why aren't you doing your dreams? Well, fear of, it's fear. Well, because of this or because of that. And I'm thankful that just for the support and behind me to push me in the right direction and to achieve my dreams. And that's, yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow. There is
amazing.
something incredibly powerful about a woman
Mm,
deciding that she's allowed to take up space. What does
yes.
taking up space mean to you?
Huge. Huge. Yeah. Um, You know, it's funny taking up space. There was the first time I ever heard that. I was at a grocery store or something, and it was like a tight fitting aisle, and there was a lady. She was doing something, or I was in her way, is what it was. And I don't like to inconvenience people. Recovering people pleaser. And so I'm working on anyways, so I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like let me get out of your way. And she touched my shoulder and she's like, it's okay for you to take up space. It's chill,
Oh,
chill. Like, because I'm like, I'm so sorry, let me get out of your way, blah, blah, blah. 3 kids on my back, like, don't be
yeah,
annoying kids,
yeah.
you didn't wanna, be whatever. And she's like, you're doing great. And that's actually the first time um that I heard what it's like, you're allowed to take up space. And that was actually like 5 years ago. I never really thought about it until, a couple years ago, where I've been practicing that. Like, I'm allowed to take up space. And it's something that you have to like constantly remind yourself. I brought my
Oh,
daughter to the
huge.
Fringe, right? I brought my daughter to the Fringe Festival. It's really busy in the kids section, and there was like 3 tables and to do a craft. And in my mind, I'm thinking we need to hurry up so we can let the others come and enjoy this as well. But are we not the others as well, wanting to enjoy this experience? And so, in the back of my mind, you're allowed to take up space. And
Yeah, yeah. We're taught
yeah.
you're too much, you're too bold, you're too loud, you're too big. Okay, well, what if you were bolder? What if you were louder? What if you were bigger? Like, what would future Celine want her to be?
Mm-hmm. And
Right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what would,
it's
like, Celine a year from now,
mhm.
who would she be? And in that space, what would she encourage you to do?
That's actually something that I work on as part of my manifestation process. I'm kind of learning
Mhm.
how to not manipulate your reality, but it's kind of manipulating your reality by first starting with your thoughts, and then your thoughts become outward on how you um like project yourself. And so I'm always thinking, what is future Celine going to be doing? And it's it
Yeah,
started it's not, I think people are like, oh, what do you want to be in a year from now? What do you want to be like? Most people probably automatically think, oh, I want to my career, or
hmm,
like, but for me personally, where I want to be is I want to be more confident than I am now, because confidence is something that I know. I think people might think that confidence, you're either born with it or you're not. And I don't think,
oh,
I
definitely not.
think,
Not at all. Not at
I,
all. No,
right?
no.
It's,
It
it's a
builds.
muscle.
Confidence builds. It's a muscle. It's a
Yeah.
muscle. I think of Pretty Woman and Julia
Mm-hmm.
Roberts,
Mm-hmm.
right? She was
Mm-hmm.
so not confident standing on that corner selling her goods,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot for her to be able to shine in her own light,
Yeah.
just as she is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I make fun of myself for this because I still think it's silly, but it works. But I literally just started some people might call it mirror magic. It depends what community you're in. But you look at yourself in the mirror and you say the affirmations of, you're so confident, you are so cool, you're so talented. And it's just, I actually took all of the characteristics I thought that maybe I didn't like about myself, and I made them a positive and turned them into things that I liked about myself. And I'm not a confident, I always said, oh, I have anxiety, I'm an anxious person, I don't have confidence. Well, no shit, because that's what I'm keep telling myself. But I am confident, I am an artist, I am creative, I am bold and brave and all of these things. But I literally had to convince myself and look at myself in the face and like tell her these things. And if I can say anything to younger Celine, that's also who I'm talking to, right?
Oh, so much, right? I I've been taught to operate my life as though I'm being followed around by a movie camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then how would I be?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, that version of myself that can be both vulnerable and incredibly
Mm-hmm.
powerful at the same time. So how do you deal with judgment or the opinions of people who may not understand burlesque or
Mm-hmm.
this kind of self-expression?
Yeah, I think, I actually have learned the hard way with criticism. Um, Actually, the first podcast I ever went on, I had some hate comments. I had videos made about me. I had all these, and that hurt, obviously, because these were people that were previously my friends that are not my friends anymore. But I couldn't let their opinions drag me down because that's not how I viewed myself. That's not how my inner circle viewed myself. And that's not how I operate even anymore. How I was 2, 5, 6, however many years ago. I feel like I've I see what I've done wrong and I don't want to make those mistakes ever again. But it's so hard in a world where we're all on our phones. We all want to feel validated. We all want to, especially if you're hurting inside, people lack community these days. People lack to be part of a community. And you notice with this online is the mob mentality. And, you see the switch online. Everybody, the whole jelly roll thing, even everyone loved jelly roll for him and his wife, and then people just switch, and it's that whole experience for me kind of teared me down, but that it doesn't define me, just people's thoughts of me. And I think that actually prepared me because I envision myself in the future I want to be big. I want, especially my music, I want everyone to listen to my music. I love to make people laugh, and I'm gonna have to deal with people won't like me. I might offend somebody with a joke. I might hurt whoever else. I hope I don't hurt anybody. That's never my intention, but I hope they give me an opportunity to, you know, um, say sorry or
Well,
whatever. But
people's feelings are so they're so conducive to whatever showed up in the moment, right? I
yeah.
don't know what's going on in your life, so I can't change my behavior and condition myself to always make you happy because I don't know
Hmm.
what you want. I mean, I struggle to make dinner sometimes,
Yeah. Yes. Lots of McDonald's days in this house.
right? Like, what does everybody
Yeah.
want for dinner? And if you don't like what I make, there's cereal. We had
And
a cereal
yeah,
cupboard when my kids were
there
younger.
you go.
And if you don't like what I make, there's cereal. If you happen to
Hmm.
read my memoir, there's actually a chapter called "Is It Grease or Is It Gravy?" Because of an insult from my ex-husband, right? Like, is it grease or is it gravy? I just went on a food strike from then on. I only cooked things that I wanted to cook that were
Oh
easy,
no.
corn dogs and whatnot.
Yeah,
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 right.
that was
Right. Y'all getting a
yeah,
Pop Tart today?
yeah. You hungry? Well, you didn't clean up the mess you made on the floor. There you go.
Well, and
Last night's dinner.
that's what parenting is. It's not
Mhm.
about making everything soft and comfortable, and because
Mhm.
if you do that for your kids all the time, they're going to go out into this real world and be
Mhm.
tremendously shocked that they are no longer able to have a litter box or whatever
Mhm.
else you
Mhm.
provided for them for their social difference,
Yeah. And you know
right?
what? And to
Like
bring
I've
up,
got some friends that are actors, and right,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. ADHD. I'm
I've
like, I
got some
gotta slow
friends
my
that are
brain down.
actors.
And I'm
I've
like,
got some
I
friends
can
that are
hold my
actors, and when you
breath.
see them on the stage, they're this one person. They're this anomaly.
Yeah.
I've got a friend of mine that's doing a movie right now and everything else, and there's that version of them that gets to go out and play and be that character.
Mm-hmm. An
Okay,
alter ego.
Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Superman, whatever, Catwoman. the whole world isn't expected to change for them. That sense of
Mhm.
entitlement.
Mhm.
That's just
Mhm.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the participation badge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, even something that I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. She randomly called me one day and she's like, "How you doing, Celine?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm great, you know, blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "No, you're not. What's wrong?" And there was a moment that I was having with my kids, when my kids has
Mhm.
severe ADHD, and we've been navigating that on how to manage emotions and all that kind of stuff. And my kids, I let them get away with a little bit too much, or I'm not strict enough. And with my friend, I was telling her this, and she said the such an eye awakening sentence was, "How do you expect your kids to respect you if you don't respect yourself?"
Mm-hmm.
And I found that to be, well, it might be common sense for some people, but I always want to be like the cool mom, and I want my kids to be open with me, and I didn't really know what that, like, still have those boundaries of parent and child, but for so many years I did have like low confidence that it was actually projecting into how I was parenting because I didn't.
Oh,
And
for sure.
ever since I like heard of that, I was like, that makes so much sense. And now that I'm implementing more like boundaries or whatever, my children, we're getting like more connection, more. It's not like a blurry line or whatever. But yeah, I just thought I had to share that.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
blurred lines mess you up because
Mm-hmm.
when you get your bill in the mail for direct energy or whoever your utility provider is, you got to pay
Mm-hmm.
that bill. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't pay that bill, you got late fees. And if you don't pay the
Right.
second bill, your power might get cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Same with your cell bill, same with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I'm like, you can't expect the world to conform for making it so easy. Who said it was going to be easy?
Yeah.
God didn't put us on this earth and be like, oh, here you
Mhm.
go. You're in paradise now.
Yeah,
Like, that's not what this
exactly.
is. It's just not. So the life experience, lived experience teaches us so much. And
Mhm.
parenting's a challenge, right? Like I did 5, so I get it. I get
Ah,
it.
crazy.
I was quite. I was quite. And that's okay, right? Thank God there was no video back then.
Yeah.
Like there just isn't, there just is. Is there a version of Celine from the past who would be surprised by the woman who's sitting here today?
Ooh. There, sorry, repeat that question one more time. Let me hear it again.
That's okay. Is there a version of you in the past that would be
Mhm.
surprised to look at you now and be like, whoa, who
Yeah,
dat?
absolutely. I think just if you hear how I was in my first podcast and versus where I am now, that was only about a year ago. So let's talk about from a
Yeah.
year ago, Celine, 2 years ago, Celine, where I didn't start my healing journey or the shadow work that I needed to do. Um, she didn't practice she didn't have the confidence muscle, and just I think that I held myself back in so many ways by allowing people to walk all over me. And so I think she would be very surprised by the boundaries that I set almost immediately. And just I think like how the relationships that I'm building, if like I love to meet people and I love to experience the energies of so many different people, how they think, how they work, how they like how can I better myself by learning more about you, and how can I help you, or and all this kind of stuff. And I always felt like I had nothing to offer people. It was like maybe I'm just taking from them through their stories, through their
Okay.
whatever they have to offer. Um and now I'm in a position where people actually hire me pay me money
Mm.
for my ideas, pay me money for the content I create. And honestly, if they really would have just asked me nicely, I probably would have done it for free. But you know, it's just,
I get that. I
but
get
you
that.
know,
Get that.
but like
Well,
it's,
because what we do is pure joy, right? Like it feels so
hmm
good to give to other people. And to the right
hmm
people, it's giving with a almost guarantee that you're going to get something back in return. There's people
yeah.
that'll just take. You know, there are definitely the takers in the world, but there are so many people whose generosity is
Mhm,
beyond the material, right? Energy is more than
mhm,
just money.
mhm.
There is time spent together. You didn't
Yes.
pay me to come on this podcast. This was an opportunity for us to share time so that we could
Mhm.
empower women
Yes.
and men, right?
Yes.
There's so many men out there who have been conditioned to be too, oh, shh, you're too bold,
Mhm.
right? Women have taken a different role in this world, and now the men are uncomfortable with confident women. So what do you say to the men out there that are uncomfortable with a confident woman?
Yeah, I just don't wanna, like, say anything that, I think I don't wanna offend either genders, but I'm just
Okay.
gonna I say this with the respect of both genders, but I think in today's society, people are uncomfortable with confident women, and it actually, this is my belief. It comes down to control.
Yep.
Through the media, with even nowadays, they're portraying incredibly skinny women. That's there's two sides of the weight, but it I worry for the next generation of girls that see that. They think that, it's not okay to be, you know, the way that you are. And, I think men are intimidated by women that say no, or women that take up space, or a woman that knows what she likes, a woman that knows what, who's confident, god forbid, women that are ambitious, women playing in men's fields. And I'll never forget this one time, where it was when I was in the cannabis industry, where
Mhm.
I felt super, I don't know what the term was, where I never, like, I felt almost scared to. And we worked on this project, and we were waiting for some money from one of the company we were with. And he yelled at me and my team in front of a huge, not huge, but it was like a boardroom. Yelled, and why you yelling at me? Like, you don't need to. It was our money. There was no other orders on that purchase order. And he's like, "You're not getting your money." Um, and then I was embarrassed because, like, I didn't when I didn't have confidence to stand up for myself then. So I got up, I let the
Mhm.
glass of water, try not to fucking cry, because it was a ex former CEO of one of the loan sharks here in Edmonton, popular one, very popular one. Um
Hmm.
and he comes out of the room and he's like, "I'm sorry I had to do that to you, Celine, but you're a naive little girl, and you're now realizing that you're dealing with the big dogs now," or something along those lines. But he called me a naive little girl working with the big dogs. And from there, then I realized, we are living in a man's world. And he used intimidation, which
Mhm.
clearly worked because I never went back. I, See you later. I ain't coming back. I can't deal with people that are like that. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I still get like goosebumps just thinking about it. But it's fuck, if I had the confidence to speak my mind then
Oh,
the way
I
I
know.
am
If we
now,
could get them in a
I
room.
I know, like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanna have a talk with you, like, this is what you said, this is what I'm going, but, I used it for my inspiration. I
Yes.
don't wanna do nobody no harm, no, but, that it goes to show, we're still struggling with l- men being intimidated or using our feminine energy against us. And like me personally, and most of my women friends, were emotional. That doesn't mean
Of
that we don't know
course.
how to run a business, but we're also kind, caring, more empathetic. And I think men, they're supposed to be in their masculine energy. And I appreciate a man for their qualities, the masculine
The, the,
energies. And
the
I think
protection, the protection
this
the man
exactly,
offers,
they're naturally
the
great at it. That's
protection.
not saying that women
They're
can't
they're
have
they're bigger. They're bigger.
it's
They're bigger. I mean, I need
biological.
somebody to lift the couch. I need someone to lift the couch. I need
Yeah.
that masculine energy. There's no doubt about it. And if a man wants to be respected, is it not important to respect the woman as well?
Mhm.
Right? There's
And
so many oh no you didn't
mhm.
moments in a
Mhm.
day, right? If you're
Yeah.
driving down the road and you're driving in a way that is not acceptable to someone else, they don't call you a dick.
Yeah.
They call you something much more vulnerable,
Mhm.
much more
Mhm.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting conversation when it comes to that because um, I think of playgrounds and
Mhm.
how people like what were you like on the playground? What was your life like when you were on that elementary playground? Were you the bully? Were you bullied? Did you play
Mhm.
by yourself? Like what was it about you? Because that's still part of your
Mhm.
being. So
Mhm.
what, and I don't undermine the behavior. I just try and wonder sometimes,
Mhm.
what made you become such a
Mhm.
twat waffle?
Mhm.
You
And I
know,
think that's a big part in
no.
every like both for women and men, if
And
someone
it's the
is
same with women.
mm,
Exactly. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
And like
I
the
look at the people that have inspired me in my life and they've changed, right? They change.
mm.
Yeah.
Oh, you
What were
cut
you going
out.
to say, honey?
Oh, there you are.
The
Can't
people who
remember.
inspire us change.
Yeah.
That's okay. The people who inspire us change. So when
Mhm.
you think of the people who inspired you,
Mhm.
does anybody come to the front?
Yeah, my biggest inspiration actually is her, my best friend Vienna. The
Oh,
reason
yeah.
she inspires me so greatly is because of of changing her mindset, and how she's helped me change my mindset. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I tell everyone this, but um, during the whole I was separating from my business. I called my business, or not my I called Vienna crying, and I'm like, I'm cr- losing my business, and I had some beef with my business partners, and it was a whole ordeal. And she said, trying to cheer me up as any friend would do, and it's like, Celine, one day you're gonna be a speaker at an event that they have to pay to be at. And I'm like, "Okay." And then 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from the Grow Up convention to be a panel speaker on a panel for innovative cannabis products, because I came up with the cannabombs, cannabis bath bombs. And we were like one of like 5 or 6 legal companies in Canada producing them. And so I got to be
Okay.
talk on there, and Tommy Chong was at that convention as well. So it was
Oh,
really
so
exciting to be a
cool.
part of that. And from then on, I realized that, oh, maybe manifesting, maybe there's something to that. So then I started learning about that, and she just helped me rewire my I used to be such a Debbie Downer, negative, and never see the bright side, and I tried, like, "Oh, be positive," and but what does being positive look like, right? So,
Well, and then there's the toxic positivity too,
yeah,
right?
exactly, right?
There's the
Yeah.
toxic positivity because you can't throw enough
Mhm.
icing on a cake that's made of something that's crappy,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're going through a major medical in your life, you might not even be able to find gratitude for having two legs. It might not be
Mhm.
there. That might be too much of a reach. So instead of expecting that or promoting that, there's the opportunity to maybe you can go and visit that person in the hospital.
Mhm.
There's so many things
Mhm.
that we can do to show our gratitude when we're in wellness.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're not there, you're not there, right? So
Mhm.
so oh, just be
Mhm.
positive. Like you just want to
It's
smack somebody sometimes when you
yeah,
do that.
I said that to some people before, and you can't preach it if you can't teach it, right? You can't if you don't know how to. And I didn't understand what that looked like, and yeah, and so that's probably the inspiration to just change your thoughts and how and seeing it work in real time, um because I didn't realize how thoughtful or not how powerful your thoughts can be and how they can manifest outwards. Hmm.
Oh wow, so much, right? Like you
Hmm.
get the feeling, and then because you talked about shadow work, you get the
Hmm.
feeling, then you're like, oh, I don't want that one. Oh,
Hmm.
I don't want to be feeling that. Like that resentment or that anger or
Hmm.
whatever that deep feeling is. That's what's going to lead to the next thought. So even deeper than that thought is what was the feeling that brought it about,
Hmm.
right? We dismiss our feelings like that, or we don't even know how to feel anymore, or we've disconnected from the feelings because we're always feeling, right?
Hmm.
Always,
Yeah, and I think that
always.
also comes down to trusting your intuition as well. Sometimes thoughts do are our intuition telling us something. And for me
Mhm.
personally, I have a hard time differentiating what's anxiety versus what's my intuition. If I have a gut feeling about somebody, is it just me being anxious, or should I trust that and like figure out why am I feeling these things?
Mhm.
And just being, and that also takes being honest with yourself and not gaslighting yourself.
Oh my God,
Right?
gaslighting yourself. How true is that?
Yes.
Gaslighting
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah, right. Take note of
Mhm.
that. Huge,
Mhm.
huge. And if you're in a
Mhm.
pattern of being gaslit, then you're
Mhm.
so much more likely to light your own fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, well, maybe it's because of this, or almost like there's a term for this where you play devil's advocate for
Hmm.
everything, right? And I used to kind of do that because I'm somebody that I like to see both sides and then come up with a solution, or to see I need to see it all. Even with my friends, I'm like, well, what did you do? I mean, what did you do? Like, which I probably shouldn't think that way, but
Hmm.
it's something that I had to kind of rewire. I don't always need to know both sides. Like, well, you should know both sides, but it just you just got to learn and understand where certain feelings come from, why they come from that, and recognize. And it's just honestly part of the shadow work that even I've been doing, and trusting my gut, and um, trust my gut, except a week before my period.
That's when things change a
That
little bit,
is
right?
where I'm like, I
That's when
track it and I'm like,
things
okay,
change.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna make any decisions this
Yeah.
week.
Now may not be that. I can write a lot of things down. I can
Mhm,
draft some emails.
mhm,
And yet this
mhm.
might not be the time for concrete decisions. I mean, bring in
Mhm.
astrology or anything else like that, and then you got a whole different level of
Eh,
understanding
yeah, I'm
and
like, where am I in my
to
chart?
whoa, whoa, right? Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
Leo energy going on right now, which is huge
Mhm.
voice. And I'm
Mhm.
noting that in conversations. I'm noting
Mhm.
that in myself. I can be fired up quite quickly. So I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's
Mhm.
bring that down a notch. You
Mhm.
know, my actions today are creating my tomorrow. So if I
Mhm.
flip the switch on this, what am I creating for tomorrow?
Mhm. Ooh, deep. Mhm.
Right? Like I can be quite fierce. My one bonus son for his wedding, I presented him with a gorgeous golden shovel. Like I said, I put
Ooh.
sparkles and everything all over it, and then I wrote
Aw.
family first on it.
Hmm.
Because that way he knew that like he's the one that'll dig the hole when
Mhm.
necessary. And he's such a gentle giant, and
Mhm.
he's not somebody that you want to instigate things with, right? And I
Mhm.
think that's one thing that as we age, you'll learn who not to flip the switch, right? Like there's some people's switches that I'm like, man, you are like a 120-pound woman. He's like 250 pounds, and you're going to poke the bear.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a certain level of self-responsibility that as we
Mhm.
age, I think we become more aware of because it's things that we would tell our children, like you don't go up to the biggest bully in the park
Mhm.
and kick sand in their face, right? So that's where the what did you
Yeah.
do? What did you instigate? It can come
Mhm.
in. We're all children.
Yeah, no matter the age, we're all there's never too young to be educate learning, growing. And they say, "Oh, you can't teach a dog new tricks." Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes, you can. If they're willing,
Absolutely.
yes, they can.
Absolutely. And if they're not willing, or if they're not resonating with you, if they're saying things that make your intuition, that make you go,
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
one more time, one more time. I just didn't quite catch
Can
that.
you explain that?
I believe there's a beautiful thing about, right? Like, can you explain that one more time? Confidence is beautiful. Clarity is beautiful. Someone that's constantly judging you, that
Mhm.
gets exhausting.
Yeah.
Right? Like what tears up somebody's confidence down by
Mhm.
continually criticizing them, right? Like that's not your
Yeah.
people, right? I don't need to be
Yeah.
coached 24/7. I've got three
Mhm.
coaches. I'm covered,
Eh.
right? I'm covered. And yet
Yeah.
yet I do listen to other people's um constructive criticism.
Of course.
Cons-
And
constructive
I feel like you're
criticism.
probably like
Yeah.
me, where you're always looking for ways to do better. That's how my brain works. Like, how
Mhm.
can I be a better person? How can and someone's like, well, say if maybe that's the whole mindset. I had to face the reality of how I was thinking was affecting everyone else around me, and I was projecting how I felt about myself onto other people. If I was jealous of somebody, I didn't use that for now. If I'm jealous of someone, I'm like inspired by them. I'm like, I want to be that. I want to do what you do. I don't want to be you, but I want to do something similar, that
Yeah.
like that. And that's I never want to do no harm with my jealousy, because if you go the other way, where, oh, look what she's doing again, and then turns to gossiping, and then it turns to all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I think women are biologically meant to gossip. I think that's how we maybe even protect ourselves. But I actually made it a rule
Maybe.
within my inner circle to not gossip unless absolutely necessary and because a person's being in harm, because we love the person so much that we want to help them and find solutions on how we can help them. But I do not allow
That's
any sort
different.
of inappropriate gossiping. Oh, look what she's doing today. Oh, this person just posted this. What do you think? Or like if it's not in the form of discussion that's appropriate, we shouldn't be having these conversations. And I have to be the freaking weird one that makes shit awkward. Where if we're in a group of 5, 6 people talk shit about somebody, even if I don't like them, I'm like, hey, we need to change this conversation to something different because this is taking us nowhere. And and ever since even implementing that, and people know me that I do not participate in. Sometimes I catch myself because I don't fucking love reality TV shows and keeping up the Kardashians is a guilty pleasure, and I'm imperfect in that way, and so that's something I really had to try hard not to enjoy.
Hey, I was watching Reaper last night. I love that
Right.
show. And the main actor, he's like a such a good Christian man. So to see
Mm,
him in that role is really
mhm.
interesting, right? And I love
Mhm.
that. I'm listening to Matthew Perry's audiobook and to listen to his layers of addiction. And there's great controversy in that too, because Matthew Perry wrote this audio book. He was clean and sober for 2 years, inspired a lot of people. Overdose. That doesn't diminish that he did recover, right?
Mhm.
I've been in recovery for a long time, and I know people that are in recovery. We fall down. When we fall
Mhm.
down, we don't need people kicking sand in our face or
Yeah,
telling everybody that
exactly.
we fell down, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I saw Nancy eating a cookie. Thought she was doing healthy living.
Right?
Right?
Yes.
Like, it was
Yes.
a
Like, how
cookie.
is that productive? How is that, once you take out gossiping from your conversations, I think people would be surprised by what you can actually learn from other
Oh,
discussions, that even the ones that we're having right now. Like, honestly, Nancy, this conversation that we're having, this is not any different than any other conversation
I
that
know.
we've
It's
had
just like we were
before. This is
hanging
what we
out.
talk about.
It's like we
Literally
were
what
hanging out at the I can't remember which one it was. Was it Dark Side of Money? Where on
I think that's
tab
I think it was
on
Dark Side of
my tab
Money.
it said right, it said old lady in green dress.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, what does everyone else's tab say? Right? And
Yeah.
you're like, um, what did yours say? Something about
Mine was
tattoos. I
black
remember
hair
that.
tattoo lady and
Black hair
then
tattoos. And Vienna and her husband were a tattoo couple. And I'm
tattoo
like, so I get
couple.
old lady in green dress? Like, oh my God, I'm calling out every waitress that's 20 years old that puts inappropriate things on their tab. I still
Ah,
tipped her too. I still tipped her.
that's
So
so
we
funny.
learn as we go. I could have
Yeah.
called the manager over. I could have, thrown a
Yeah.
complete temper tantrum. Service was good, food was good, and I got
Yeah.
gray hair. I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
definitely,
maybe
and I'm
that's
definitely an
just
older lady, older than
I mean,
you.
it was
You
more
know,
in of appearance. She was, it was first thought, how did she perceive you in that
yeah,
moment to describe you in
yeah.
case you went out on your bill, Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's how we respond to situations that shows how much we've grown, how much we've developed.
Mhm.
So, what's the big plan for you now? Right? Like you're going
Yeah.
to finish the burlesque. That's what, 3 or 4
Mhm.
more days?
Yeah, so performing on our last show's on Saturday. I have a day off tomorrow, and then I have then every day performing, and then might be performing my debut of one of my silly songs on Sunday. I'm not gonna say anything yet because I still haven't confirmed if I'm gonna do it, because if I think too much on it, I'm gonna say no. So I'm not gonna think about it, I'm just gonna do it and hope for the best. But then again, if I speak it into existence, maybe it will
That's
happen, because I've
right.
done that before where I overshare on Facebook and I'm like, I'm possibly doing this, and then it
Yeah.
happened. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited about this burlesque, and then hopefully I can work on some other productions. I actually am thinking about producing my own show. I don't know what comedy
Oh,
musical that I'm thinking about. Yeah, I kind of throughout this whole process seeing how the script writers do the script for the show that I'm in, and then seeing how other shows are coming together. Honestly, the Fringe Festival, shout out to the Fringe Festival, has been my huge inspiration as well. Just seeing how
yeah.
everyone can put on all these silly shows and comedy and improv. And, for a long time, I was like,
You know
what
what?
has to,
1992, 1993, I operated a food truck at the Fringe.
oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
What
I
did you
sold like
make?
French fries, hot dogs, snow
Yeah,
cones,
all of it.
basic kind of stuff, all of it.
Yeah.
I was there for 10 days. I loved it.
It's
Oh,
so fun. And I've met
yeah.
so many amazing artists, and, you know, um, I know I've met you at a networking event, and sometimes I find no shame, no shade, no gossiping about the networking events, but I find I tend to be awkward because I don't know anything. Like I didn't when I didn't know what an ROI was for the longest time, and I it was very intimidating because these were professional business people, and I felt like I never fit in. But as I got to know more of the people there, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are just as weird as I am. Um, and it's been nice. I've even seen, some people that I met at other networking events at the Fringe. I'm like, I had no idea that you're this funny. Like you're all suited up, and like it's been incredible. And so it's been incredible just like networking at this event as well, and meeting other creators and artists that have real jobs, but then also have this fun creative side that they
Mm.
like become. And I think as adults, we forget how to play.
Oh, we do. We
We forget
really
how to
forget
be
how to play.
silly. We forget how to do all, as a kid. For me, when my daughter's like, come play with me, and like we're playing, little toys. And if you just let your mind do whatever it wants to do, and just, it's improv, and like I've taken an improv class, and it's so fun. And you learn just to for so long for me personally, as someone who has ADHD, and I have a message saved in my bathroom. I have it, it was negative, but it's like I forgot you had ADHD, Slim, because I forgot to give somebody something, and they for so long I've been told your ADHD is a problem, or think before you speak, or you need to stop talking, or you need to not speak your mind as often, and all these things. But yet improv and all these burlesque or whatever, it's do what you think is right. If you want, you're someone gives you, it's just you. If you're not playful, then you can't get creative, and you can't, you, and I think so many people forget to play and be playful, and it's been just nice. I forgot what the question or what we were talking about, but yeah.
Your future, which is totally
Mhm,
cool, right? Like you
mhm,
just showed how much creativity is coming up into your future and the
mhm,
ability to
mhm,
use your voice, to take up
mhm.
space.
Yeah.
There are a lot of amazing opportunities for people in different areas
Mhm.
to to speak,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sometimes it's as simple as speaking that difficult conversation.
Mhm.
Right, there's a lot of difficult conversations in our days, right?
Yeah.
It can be hard, and once you do one, the next one gets easier, and the
Mhm. Oh,
next one
100%.
gets easier.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I've learned that a lot along the way, and sometimes the people that were in our lives still see us as a reflection of that person,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
we're like, we're
100%.
not that person anymore.
Mhm.
No more throat punching,
Mhm.
you know? It's no
Exactly.
longer who I am. I'm a much softer, gentler Jeannie. I still do know how to throw left. Right? Like
She's in
I'm
back.
not.
Don't bring
She's
her out.
back, right?
Don't make me
Don't
get her
bring her out.
out.
Yeah, that's it too, right? So, more creativity for you, which is absolutely beautiful. I love that. I love that for you. Yeah, there's good things coming, and it's about showing up,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
moving that needle
100%.
forward, right? Showing up,
Mm-hmm.
moving that needle forward, and continuing. So, one last question. How do you recover your joy?
How do I recover my joy? By playing,
Okay.
by being playful again, and you know, be be a lot, be ambitious, and try new things. For so long I thought that playing music again, I compared myself to 40, 50-year-old, those like 40-year-old rappers that live in their mom's basement that people make fun of, and like that
Yeah.
were cringy or whatever. I don't know. Back in the day, it was a thing that we would make fun of, and I thought I would be in that box of people. But
Yes.
I think what brings me joy and what to recover my joy is to do things that you love to do, what you love to do as a kid. If you suppress that long enough, it's going to come back again when you're 30, 40. And music, I've been playing music since I was 5, 6 years old, and it's came around again. And I would have these dreams in the shower. Every time I step on a treadmill, I vision myself on a stage and I'm singing and I'm doing whatever. And I think that brings me joy, is just do the things that I would love as a child, because I enjoy doing that now as an adult. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a blessing. What a great way to end this. I love it so much. I am so grateful that you chose to show up and shine. Wow. And I don't know if Celine lost her feed or what happened there, so we'll just roll with it. It's what you do when life goes a little bit sideways that helps you understand that you're doing it, that you've got this, that you are an amazing creator. So hey, go to the Fringe. There's still a few more days. You can go and see Celine. um, please support your local artists. They work hard, they do amazing things. But like Celine said, how does she recover her joy? She plays. So go out there and play, have some fun, try something new. I don't know what floats your boat. You do. So thanks once again for choosing joy and showing up. If you're listening to this on the replay, let us know. Please put your comments in. If you want to know more about Celine and what she's doing, ask. If you want to know what's coming up with me and Recover Your Joy, ask. There are times when we will tell you, and there's times when we need you to reach out and say, hey, what's going on? So until next time, keep choosing joy.